Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, one half a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Hell yeah.
They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
Hey everybody, you guys want to make more money, you want to be more successful, don't look at me because I'm on a podcast, you gotta listen. I've been doing sales for forever and a day. How I got started was we had a cleaning company. We do windows and things like that, and what we did is we got hurt and we're like, hey, we can't get hurt anymore, falling off ladders, and it was just a regular problem. There was a time where I was on top of probably a 32-foot ladder, and I mean, we were just 18 years old, and one of my ladders, we were doing, I still remember his name, Jim Head. He was like the number 2 or 3 guy at the Amway, I think it was Amway, and multi-million-dollar house in Lake Arrowhead and on the lake right there. And I was standing on the top step, and stuff that I wouldn't do in a million years. Well, I probably would after a couple of beers, but I was on the top step, and one of the legs sank in the dirt. And we had nice ladders too. We had like little standoffs, so the ladder wouldn't be up against the wall. And the stupid foot started to sink, and luckily my cousin was down there at the bottom, and he turned and grabbed it, and true to form, I actually finished doing the window before I got down. But then I was telling my uncle about what happened, and I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And it was weird because when we were growing up, we didn't really think anybody cared too much about our well-being. Not that they didn't care about us, it's just, what's caring going to do? How's that going to help? So it was kind of a weird thing when I kind of picked up later that it did bother him, and so he started developing a safety device. And he was a truck driver part-time too. He would help with the company and then help with paying his bills and drive a truck, and he had a lot of time to think, and he had a good brain for R&D, and he had a bunch of other businesses growing up. He owned a moving company, Global Van Lines, and like a franchise. So I mean, he was business minded, but he had to make money in the meantime. So anyway, so he developed this thing, and what it was is you put the wall grip, we call it the wall grip, against the wall, and it would be spring loaded so it wouldn't damage the wall, but 2 pins would protrude, and they would stick into whatever surface you'd put the ladder against. And you could walk up there, you could be on ice, and that ladder would not slide out. And at the time, you were in the hospital because either you got bit by a dog or your ladder slid out. Or you got the bottle broken over your head. I mean, there's probably a list you go down, but the top 2 were dog bites and then people falling off ladders. So we're thinking, hey, this is a great idea. The timing's, I try to bury the lead, but it was a great idea, and it worked well. Good product. When I would bring this, and of course now I'm fast forwarding years of research and development and getting it made in Taiwan and all that good stuff. And then, so now we have this product, and we're we're going to conventions and trying to sell it to people. And so what I did is I'm not I didn't go to school for sales. I just read every sales book. I just learned from some of the best salespeople that I can come across, and we came across a lot because you're going to different convention centers and talking to people, and because of the business I was in, you tend to get to talk to a lot of successful people because not a lot of people are going to throw away hundreds and in some case thousands of dollars on something that's very dispensable, cleaning, just for like a party or whatever. So anyway, so I thought, okay, we have everything going, and except for the one thing we didn't have was timing. And we came out with it right around the year 2000, before the year 2000 ish, and it was that. What was it? That tech industry was doing really well because of Y2K. Remember, all the computers were supposed to have this problem because there was only 2 digits, and that would change, and now you're going to have all 4 digits change. So some people were predicting the end of the world, and just all this really fun stuff that you can go back and point to them and say, hey, I thought you guys predicted some stuff, and somehow they're allowed to skate. So apparently we're in the wrong business. So anyway, all the investors invested in digital stocks.com computers, but they weren't investing in home products. And that was the one thing that we missed, is timing. We had everything else going for us. It's just that one damn little thing. And a lot of times you just have to be lucky with timing. So many companies, the Airbnb guy, he came out with their product was doing okay, and then Obama rented a stadium instead of a sports arena out. So all of a sudden they're short hotels, and Airbnb came and saved them, and so that was their catalyst to success. And so with us, we just, that damn housing bubble didn't happen, or not the bubble, but the bubble didn't burst. The housing market came 7 years later, I think, and we were just out of money and out of like skiers' interest. When you go to a ski resort, it could snow year-round over here, but after about April, you lose skiers' interest. So even if you get a late snowstorm, people are going to stop going. So probably March and April. And we missed it. And we learned a lot. We learned a ton. But sometimes you could do okay. But the problem is too, we're a new product, and the first person through the door always gets slaughtered. It'd probably use a military term. So it didn't work out. But that being said, once you have a company that does work out, and now you want to grow, or you're in a company and you want to grow within that company, whether you're a car salesman or just, even if you're not in sales directly, we still are kind of selling, because you're always selling to other people. Even a customer complaint that comes in, that could still be a sell. And a lot of it has to do with your attitude, but you're thinking, how could a customer complaint be a sell? Because I get customers that would call me and they'd complain about, let's say one of my guys didn't do this, he left this open or did this wrong. And what I would do is I would fix that problem so well that this customer's like, wow, I could use somebody else and they could make the same stupid mistake and they could have a bad attitude about it, but I can go through this company. They're probably not going to make the same mistake because they've been chastised for it or criticized for it, and they don't want to make the same mistake twice. I brought it to their attention, and now they're going through great lengths to fix it. So once I tell them, hey, here's what we're willing to do, and I have the mentality of, I'll spend $1,000 to fix a $100 problem, because now this customer, they're happy. We took care of their problem. And guess what? They're going to go and they're going to tell other people about what happened. And if something bad happens and you don't fix that problem, now guess what? Now that person has a ton of energy. Sometimes I tell my wife that I go, how come you get all this energy when you're arguing with me sometimes? And where I think, okay, you couldn't possibly have another ounce of energy. Now when you're upset, all of a sudden my phone will light up or whatever. And it's just, and nobody's perfect, guys. So I'm not picking on her. Everybody argues, at least in a healthy relationship. That's a different podcast. So if a customer, now they have energy to complain, well, there's your sales, guys. You're gonna hear this person complain, and or the neighbors and friends are gonna hear them complain, and they got energy for it. They're just it's gonna be like a little nuclear sub. They'll never stop complaining. It's easy to complain. It's easy to bring somebody down instead of to bring them up. But if you fix somebody's problem, going above and beyond, they will get maybe not as much energy going down south, but more energy to at least tell you about their friends and how you fix their problem. And that's a great thing, because as a friend, with any company, if you're going to take a shot in the dark, you're going to do it with someone that has pre-qualified you. If you have a friend saying, "Oh, I always use this term in marketing," and I'll do this for you. Is I have a pair of GE headphones. The reason GE headphones are the best headphones is because Jack Welch, the former president, loved audio. And he said, if we don't do anything else, let's make sure we make the best set of headphones out there, even if we have to lose money. And, you guys trust me, so I'm going to tell you, I just made that up. But if you were going to go buy a set of headphones, if you've seen GE, you'll remember that I said something good about it. That will work way far better than any marketing scheme or anything else. When you trust somebody and they're telling you about their product. So when somebody says, hey, this person went above and beyond, and now that person is basically marketing your product, remember, now you got the most successful marketer out there for you. That's why I love when I'm in front of a customer and there's something I don't have time to do, except for today. I really didn't feel like doing another job. But when they ask me to do something else, I break my back and try to do it, especially the stuff that other people do not want to do, because now you have that customer. They realize it. They're not stupid. Nothing you do will go unnoticed. And if it is going to go unnoticed, on a side note, I would recommend you probably not do it, because, you want to spend your time on stuff you're going to get credit for as much as you can, because there's always something to do that you're going to get credit for. You don't need to waste your time and do something you're not going to get credit for. And if somebody would have told me that a long time ago, I would have saved so much energy. And it's a fine line between being lazy and not doing things versus doing something you're not going to get credit for. And this is what I say is, let's say you're I guess it's almost like how Disneyland, they don't paint the back of their rides. In fact, there's an article out right now, like, I guess the city's mad because California Adventure, the back of it's unsightly or whatever. But when you look at Disneyland, what they do is they put the energy up front where people are going to see it. And, I guess that's what I recommend you do. Yeah, if you think ultimately you're going to get credit for something, I'm not saying if you're a janitor and you're working at midnight to don't do the floors just because nobody's probably going to see. Do your job. But if you have time, or if you only have so much time, do the stuff that you're gonna have credit for, or double down on the front of the store versus the back. If you were gonna go sit in your car and just be on your phone because it's past midnight, no, don't do that. Keep on working. But you got to be smart about it too, because the other thing you do is you're bidding certain jobs, and you want to be competitive. So if you could cut out the stuff that doesn't matter, you're gonna either have time